Welcome to the revolution. Today's video, we'll dive into Tesla's energy software, what it's for, how it works with the power grid, and why it will dominate with energy utilities. Tesla's energy software is meant to bring the power grid into the 21st century, incorporating a wide variety of different energy sources. Check out my earlier video on the power grid to learn a little bit more about that topic, but we're going to mostly focus on how Tesla's energy software will dominate energy utilities. So let's get into the specifics a little bit. Tesla has a few different energy softwares, mainly called Autobidder, Powerhub, and Opticaster. While details are a little hard to come by, Autobidder is meant to allow anyone to make money with their batteries, Tesla Powerwall owners, utility power plants, and others. While Powerhub appears to be an advanced monitoring and control platform, it gives an overview of all the energy assets being managed, like batteries, solar panels, grid hardware, anything in the fleet. The assets can be visualized in quite a beautiful way and can be controlled in real time. Opticaster is a machine learning software. It forecasts load and generation to manage power in real time very intelligently. This optimizes economic benefits, equipment longevity, and sustainability objectives, providing more clean power more of the time. Tesla currently operates their energy software in over 30 countries, most notably in Europe, where they have joined the European Power Exchange in late July 2020, and in Australia at the Hornsdale Power Reserve. Before we talk about how their energy software works, we'll briefly touch on renewable energy generation and battery power plants, which Tesla's energy software is meant to control. Wind and solar farms are fairly ubiquitous in places like California, West Texas, or really anywhere with consistent fast wind or bright sun. In California and Texas, they have so much solar and wind capacity that it's beginning to make the grid unstable. This typically happens when there is more production than demand during the sunny hours of the day or windy times. The phenomenon is called the duck curve, and it mainly highlights that renewable energy production doesn't always occur when it's needed, say at nighttime. This issue can be solved using batteries, but that's not the only issue they can solve. However, we are seeing more co-located plants, meaning that solar or wind farms are being built with battery storage on site, mainly because it's easier and faster to register and operate one plant than two plants. Many of these projects will be built in the future, but that's enough on renewable energy. Tons of other videos touch on this topic. Once one of these battery or renewable energy plants are built, they can be controlled using Tesla's energy software. For example, the Hornsdale Power Reserve in Australia was one of the first battery storage plants to come online. This is a large battery power station that was built very quickly to help stabilize and reduce the operational costs of southern Australia's power grid. Some of the functions it does are system integrity protection, fast frequency response, and regulation. All of these functions are examples of how Tesla's energy software solves problems on the energy grid. System integrity protection activates when, say, some generators go offline unexpectedly in a power plant, and there's suddenly way less power input to the grid. Because grids are interconnected, this could cause a surge of energy into the affected parts of the grid. When a surge like that happens, parts of the grid will trip to protect itself and start load shedding. Load shedding is really just a fancy word for when a home or a business is kicked off the grid, usually in blocks or regions. If it's real bad, there could be widespread blackouts or rolling blackouts, all really bad stuff. So instead of engaging in load shedding, the Hornsdale Battery Power Reserve dumps a bunch of energy into the grid to prevent that surge, provide power to the grid, and stabilize the grid until the other problems can be fixed. Another function that the Battery Power Reserve does is called fast frequency response, and is very similar to system integrity protection, and it's meant to keep the frequency of the AC power on the grid at the desired frequency. In Australia, that's 50 Hz. Some contingency events can cause the frequency to dip, and the Hornsdale Power Reserve can act in about 100 milliseconds for frequency response and system integrity protection. Lastly, and most importantly, one of the things this battery power plant can do is called power regulation. It is similar to fast frequency response because you are still trying to keep the grid operating at the optimal frequency, but it's different because it's more forwardly planned. A power generation plant agrees to provide or remove energy from the grid at a certain time. For the Hornsdale Power Reserve, they can absorb energy to charge their batteries, say from a solar panel or wind farm, or a coal power plant, or they can dump their energy back onto the grid to provide power whenever it's needed at agreed upon times. They can regulate any time they are prepared to do so, and this can be very profitable for them, where they have captured over 15% of the regulation market in Southern Australia. Again, if you're into learning more about the grid, check out my smart grid video, and I'll be continuing the power grid series, so subscribe and come on back. Now that we have established what generally Tesla's energy software is and how it works with battery storage in the real world, let me give 3 reasons on why they will dominate. The first reason is that there is a growing renewable energy trend. This is a good trend for many reasons, but it will continue to increase. Fundamentally, Tesla's energy software will allow them to be a giant energy utility company. More and more renewable energy is being built because it's cheaper than the other new energy plant options, and additionally, more and more battery storage plants are being built with them. This trend will continue growing, and it may jump if Tesla can drive down the cost of producing new batteries by 10 times. Also, Tesla Powerwalls and potential Tesla vehicle-to-grid technology could open up this opportunity literally everywhere. Secondly, my second reason is that all these energy assets must have some sort of control software. For all these energy assets, Tesla Autobidder, Powerhub, and Opticaster can be installed by their operators. Powerwall and Tesla car owners will probably use this software solely. When they are using this software, Tesla will be able to account when an individual's car or battery is charged and incorporate its power into larger virtual power plant operations as a whole, without any work from the owner of the Powerwall or the Tesla car owner outside of their normal lifestyle. On the flip side, utility operators will choose the Tesla software because it allows them to simplify and optimize control of their energy assets. It does all of the heavy lifting when it comes to managing when to charge batteries, when to dump power onto the grid, contracts to provide power at agreed upon times, and more. And it does all this while managing and making as much money as possible. Lastly, the third reason is that their software will only get better. Furthermore, as more and more of these energy companies choose Tesla's energy software, their machine learning software will get even smarter and provide better control and profitability. So the operators likely won't ditch the software. Oh, and don't forget that Tesla innovates faster than almost any other company, so I don't even know who could compete with them. Because of those 3 reasons, Tesla will dominate the energy utility software market, and probably the energy industry as a whole. If that's all you came to the video for, please like and subscribe before you go, but I'm going to briefly talk about some new plants being built all over the US. Shout out to Texas because it's in the lead in the United States. The US Energy Information Administration predicts that way bigger scale projects are going to be built in the future. So some projects or plants that are being currently built or are already built include Tucson's Electrical Power Project, the Californian Eland Project, Nevada's Gemini Solar Project, Arizona's Sonoran Energy Center and Story Energy Center. There's really a lot being built or planned and approved. For example, the Nevada Gemini Project will eventually reach 690 megawatts of solar panels power and 380 megawatts battery storage. The state as a whole, through Nevada's Energy's Integrated Resource Plan, approved 3 projects to add 1,190 megawatts of solar energy and 590 megawatts of energy storage. Projects like this are starting to approach the gigawatts of energy production and storage, and for context, in 2019 the US generated about 1.1 billion megawatts in total. So future projects look likely to get way bigger, at least 10 to 100 times bigger than their current sizes. As I mentioned earlier, batteries currently cost about $200 per kilowatt hour for storage plants, so driving the number down to 10 or 20 per kilowatt hour will make the economics unbelievably competitive and potentially dominant in the energy storage part of the energy grid. Lastly, all this will help build an amazingly robust power grid. This associated technology can improve with regulatory changes, basically making it faster to get projects approved and operational. It will also improve as machine learning continues to develop and more grid interconnections are built. It's kind of like the internet. As it got bigger and more people got connected, it gets way better. Now, some people might disagree with that. I personally love Twitter. The interconnection will allow more energy to be transmitted around the grid. Anyways, we will see how the grid evolves with software and hardware technology in the future, so expect more videos in this new grid and energy series. Thank you so much for watching this RapidREV production. Please drop a like and subscribe. I'll be doing a giveaway once I reach 1,000 subscribers. More on that will be in the next video, but you'll have to be a subscriber to win, and every like and comment on the video will enter your name another time into the pot. So, do you want videos about power storage options like flow batteries, sulfur batteries, hydrogen electrolysis, pumped hydro, thermal storage, air liquefaction? These are all different types of energy storage for the grid. Do you have any comments about how Tesla will dominate with their energy software? Will Autobidder take over and be used not only for utility plants, but also for home, solar, and power walls? Lastly, if you have any other ideas, just feel free to throw them in the comments as well. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel. Also, if you want to get more of RapidREV, go join the revolution on the Discord. Also, check out the Twitter and the Instagram. And if you want to support the channel even more, please check out the Patreon page in the description. There's a whole bunch of different tiers, so it should make it possible for anyone looking to donate to find a price that they can support. In any case, thank you for watching this video, thank you for supporting the channel, and I look forward to seeing you guys next time.